But the people
만약 그렇게 해서 신사적으로 가서 그 땅을
of God,
살게
His
한다면
people,
그 땅에
were complete
그
prostitutes.
귀신 신당에 또 금방
If our Father
입 맞추면서 또
had
그
just
귀신을
allowed them to go in
자기
there,
하나님을 섬기게 생겼더라.
then they would have gone to the same idols and worshiped the same idols and worshiped in the same temples as the Canaanites. That's why, as a final lesson,
살려가지고 다 쳐 죽여.
our Father said,
이것은
each one of you,
마지막 수업이었어요.
get your swords and kill them all. This was the Israelites' last lesson.
그 신당을 무너뜨릴 때 이
Whenever the Israelites
자기
killed the
힘으로만
Canaanites,
보호하지 못하는구나.
every time they would tear down the altar of the false gods, they were to learn, oh, their God
또 그 백성을
can't even
칠 때
protect them.
이 백성들은
I must only worship
그 백성을
my God.
보호해주지 못하는구나. 우리는 우리 천지를 찾는 우리 하나님, 우리 친아버지를 섬겨야지. 이것이
They would learn that their God can't even protect them. And they would have learned to not leave the true God. This was their last study, their last lesson. How can real daddy have his own children kill each other? Is there any parent who can tell the older son to kill the younger son or the younger son to kill the older son? When our father had them fight, our father turned around and cried so much. Then how can those demon-possessed Christians know this? They could never understand this. They are possessed. They've all become witches and spirit mediums. How can they know this? Do you know how much our father cried after he told these two children to fight with one another? He only did this to save even one child. But instead of learning this lesson, a short while later, they went back to the demon. You know, our real father, our real daddy, is the most pitiful and most lonely in this whole universe. I feel sorry for him. You know, parents, when they have children who cause them pain, they say, I wonder why this child was even born. Why he was born to cause me this much pain. I wonder, why did our father give birth to all these children to go through such pain and agony? Our father, who loves sparrows, who are only worth a couple pennies, he loves them and feeds and protects them. So when he asks his children to fight and kill one another, it's their death. Our Father, who is all love, how do you think he felt? Even parents, when they see the death of their child, they even go crazy and go to death with them. So if you look in the Bible, the flood of Noah, the death of Sodom and Gomorrah, this was all our father's death. It's better for the parent to die. How can the parent dare watch his children die one by one? But our Father, he cannot die. It would have been better if he was like Jesus, that he could die and forget everything. But because he cannot die, his pain was so much greater. When I look at the Old Testament, and when our Father has his people kill a group of people, that's our real Father's grave. That's why the Old Testament is a continuous death to him. And the Christian theologians today, do you know what they even say? God is a demon who likes to eat people, and people barbecued. Who? The daughter of Jephthah. When Jephthah went to go fight the enemy, he said, God, if you let me be victorious, the first person that I meet, the person that welcomes me, I will offer a sacrifice to you. So he gained great victory because our Father heard his prayers. But who came out to welcome him first? His one and only daughter. Mizpah came and said, Daddy, welcome, congratulations. Then did Jephthah jump in joy? He said, why is it that you came out to greet me? And after praying for 40 days, he sacrificed her.
이 악마의
And so they say that God accepted her as a burning sacrifice. Isn't that how they teach? Let me tell you,
사람을 불복에서 잡서요.
you should never
나는
again be deceived by
경악하다 못해
the messenger of Satan.
내 가슴이 그랬지.
How can the God of love eat people like barbecue?
이 세상을 다 망치게 하나님은 오늘도
That's
내게
why
응답해주지 않습니다.
my heart feels like it's going to explode.
애원하는 거예요. 난 매일 생에
I wonder why God does not answer my prayer and allow these false
이 돼지피 때 얼른
demons to take control of this world.
집에 돌아가면
That's why
고문이 시작하고
every day, every moment I live, it's a torture.
고문 생활이.
We will hold these seminars
흡혈귀들이
and
이
I will
세상을
pass time. But when I go home, every day, every night,
없는 자들이 이 세상을
it's torture.
짓밟고 죽이는
All these blood-sucking demons, all these messengers of Satan, who have no mercy, no pity, as they trample the people and kill them all, it really tears my heart apart.
그 무시무시한 악마, 그 살인마를 친아버지라고 품에.
Can you believe that they made God into a God who likes to eat barbecue and human barbecue at that? Then
천리 말리 엉말리로 달아나.
how can they go into our real Father's arms? There's no way for them to be saved.
떨어져 나가버렸어.
That's why they ran far, far away, so far away that they can't be saved.
예수님의 예언대로 태초에
There's not one person on this earth who can be saved right now.
앵기가 고이 되는 건데 이거는 뭐
Just as Jesus said, and the plan in the beginning, the prodigal son must return to the father. But they're afraid because
이 귀신은
the father will eat them alive
우리 앞에서
or eat them
엄청난
barbecued.
매소에 붙여줄 날이 올 것입니다. 난 저들을 전멸시킬 것입니다. 반드시.
I know the day will come when our daddy will put all those blood-sucking demons into my hands and I'm going to destroy them on that day.
난 하늘에 가도
Because if I can't, then I will never go to heaven. I will not drink the water of life. I will not eat
결국은
the fruit of life.
죽게 될 것입니다.
And heaven will just be a place of sadness
고통에서 암만 좋은 물을
and
먹어도
unhappiness. And I will just spend my time in tears.
여러분, 입다가
And if there's a tree which rots from the inside, no matter what you do to it outwardly, it's still going to die.
번제를 받을 수
You know, when
있어요.
Jephthah was victorious,
하나님 제사 지낼 수
if a
있어요.
dog came out to welcome, could he sacrifice the dog and would God accept that
들어올 때
sacrifice?
남이 각시
Can you
남의
sacrifice a
떼가
dog to
아이고
God?
아저씨 축구한다고 나온다면 그 사람을 잡아
Or
맡을 수
when
있어요.
Jephthah was
남의 딸 처녀가 동네 처녀가 아이고 아저씨 수고했다고
victorious and came back home, then
축구한다고 나오면
someone
그
else's
사람을
wife,
맡을 수 있어요.
another woman came to greet him. Could he sacrifice her?
입다의 딸을
If some other young woman, like her daughter, came to welcome him and greet him, could he sacrifice her?
그 고기를 태워 사는
When it
잡다가
says
맡는
that
게 아니고
Jephthah sacrificed his daughter,
일생을
It doesn't
통째로
mean
자신인으로
that he actually burned her,
결혼도 자식도 못
and made her into
낳고
barbecue.
너희가 죽을 때까지 통째로 처녀목으로
but had
바쳤다 이 말입니다.
her
여러분.
be offered to God
아세요?
as a Nazarite.
이 자식들이 이것을
And she gave up her life as a virgin to God and in God's service.
사람들은 귀신으로 했으니
But
이
the
세계
children of the demon, they change it and they make it as if God eats people
엉망이라도 한다면
and likes the barbecue of
정말
people.
나와 집회에서 기도할 텐데. 엉뚱한 생각만 하고
If you just
무슨
understand my heart, even 1/1000th of a percent,
이 하나님
you'd pray for me. You'd pray with me, but instead you go around committing evil and sin and doing all the wrong things.
자에게만 인을 쳐서 데려가라 했죠.
That's why it is eternal life. To know the heart of the Son of God.
많은 사람들이
That's why
울며
it's written that
탄식하지.
only those
모르는
who
자들은
cry and
내가
wail
이 말입니다. 내가
will receive the seal of God.
너만 잘하지 말이야.
That's why those who know the heart of God can cry and lament. But those who do not know His heart, they just sin, saying that they attended the seminars so many times. Right now, our Father is being trampled on, trampled upon from head to toe in all those churches, and Satan is sitting in the highest places saying, I am God. That God is the God who eats people. I am God. I am Jesus. And this demon is doing this in front of God. And he is swallowing up millions and billions of people. Then how can this Son of God sleep at night and eat a decent meal? This universe, this whole family is dying. But people say, teacher's always praying. He's always like that. Some other person said this to me, but if I just meet anyone, I have them pray. Why? There's no way to relieve my heart. So a few days ago, because a few people came to visit me, they came in their nice Sabbath clothes. They said, teacher, this is the happy Sabbath day. Let's not cry. If you don't want to pray, then go.
입다의 딸을 40일 동안 울고서 바쳤다는 것은 불태워서 바친 게 아니라 일생은 나신을 바친 거예요.
When it says that Jephthah offered her daughter after 40 days of prayer, it means that he offered her to God as a Nazarite. For a man, they cannot cut their hair. For a woman, they cannot get married. But why did he cry? Because that was the end of his family. His daughter was the only child that he had. So this father and daughter would talk. When you grow up, you should get married, have a lot of children. So the daughter would say, okay, when I grow up, I'll get married, have lots of children, make you happy. But when her daughter came out, he had to sacrifice her. So that was the end of his family. That was the end of his lineage. That's why he cried, why is that you came out first to greet me? And after crying for 40 days, she was sacrificed to God and she lived her life as a virgin and as a Nazarite. Does it say in the Bible to offer yourself as a living sacrifice to God? Does it say that in the Bible? Does it say to offer yourself as a living sacrifice? Then do you have to burn yourself and barbecue yourself? All of you have been so deceived by those demons in the world. It means to give your body, your mind, your soul, your everything complete to God. And what is the meaning of Elijah? Elijah is one who gives everything to God. People who want their money, their prestige, their fame. We don't need those kind of people in these last days. They are afraid to lose their money, to lose their fame, to lose their popularity. Those kind of people will never be used in these last days. Other people, they work so hard, they don't even think about their family. They're risking their lives and they go throughout the world. But they say, oh, I don't want to throw this away. I don't want to do this. Some people even say, what if the world doesn't end? And what if it keeps on going and this is wrong? And they hold on to their money. To those who have the slightest bit of selfishness and greed, He will not allow them to receive the promised land. Do you know why they are filled with selfishness and greed? Because they cannot believe in God, because they doubt Him. And those kind of people will be leaders of rebellion and sparks of rebellion. And you watch and see, those are the people that will go around leading the world to kill us. That's why if you have selfishness or greed, you are digging your own grave. That's why it's written that it's easier for a needle to go through the eye of a camel than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Right now, our father is being trampled upon by the demon, and the whole world is dying, but they only think of themselves. Those kind of people are not the sons and daughters of God. Why is it so cursed for me to be alive? I wish I could get into some automobile accident and just die. The demon is killing all of the brethren in the world and trampling and stamping on our Father even today. So I asked myself, why? Why was I born on this earth to go through such torture? And to me, it's a curse to be alive and breathe. And even when I came to this meeting, I said to myself, I wish someone would come to this meeting and just shoot me and kill me. I can't bear to watch this any longer. I can't bear to watch the world because I know what's going on. The billions are dying and being chewed up and swallowed by the demon. But I want to ask Father to send me out. Daddy doesn't send me out. Now, I don't complain about Satan, but I complain about God. Father, please, this time, this meeting, there are a lot of people who want to kill me. Let them come with a gun or a knife. Let this be a meeting where I don't have to come back home. I pray like that. Why would God want to destroy the Canaanites? The Canaanites made a calf made out of brass or metal, and they would heat it up until it turned red, and then they would take a living person and put it on that calf, and it would burn, and that was a living sacrifice. Isn't it the same as demons in the world? In the world, they let people walk around, they still suck their blood. They don't give them any eternal life, and all they do is take their money and kill them. All through the generation. Is it not the same God? It's the same God. Whether they actually kill the person or whether they let them be alive and suck their blood, it's the same. God could not bear to see those Canaanites offer living people. Then would God accept the sacrifice in the same way? That's why my heart is filled with anger, and this is the wrath of the Lamb. Those who feel that wrath and cry and sigh will also be sealed and taken to heaven. That's why all throughout the history of this world, the Elijahs were sent to be killers of those demons. Right now, as these last Elijahs, we are not the ones who go kill those demons of Buddha or any other place, but the demons of the Christian churches. When we kill that demon and destroy that demon, then all of our Father's children will be freed and will be able to live. And this must be fulfilled while the door of salvation is open. Right now, it's better for me to die while fighting. It's too much pain to just sit here and watch everything. I can't bear to live. I'd rather be like General Quebec and go out and fight and die. I don't want to sit at home and eat and sleep. During the Korean War, because Korea was attacked all of a sudden by North Korea, by the communists, they came down with Soviet-made weapons and tanks. And so the South Koreans could do nothing to fight against them. And at the time, the government chose high school students to go out and fight. And there wasn't even enough guns. So 2 students had 1 gun. And because so many soldiers of South Korea were dying that they didn't have time to get trained. And they just went out to the battlefield. And they would use their rifle and gun. If they ran out of bullets, then they were told to go and fight with bamboo sticks sharpened. So in this time of war, when there's no weapons, do you think there's medicine? Someone got shot in their thigh. And because they had no way to stop the bleeding, they used to get string or rope and tie it around the leg to keep it from bleeding. And then you know what they did? They sent them from the front line all the way down south to Busan. They put him in a truck. And even at that, the truck had to be full. When the truck was full, then they would go to Busan. And our flesh rots if it does not receive fresh blood all the time. Get a piece of string and tie it around your finger and see what happens. It turns purple because it's dying. But they took rope and they tied it around the leg and they went all the way down for many hours to Busan. So when they arrived at the hospital, their leg was dead. So
지금 뭔 소리 했어?
the medical doctor, the military doctor comes and says, you have to cut off your leg. What? What did you just say? Before I entered the military, I was going to pass the bar exam and become a lawyer and a judge. When I leave my military service, I'm going to get married and I'm going to be a lawyer and a judge and become president later. You're going to ruin my life. No. So this Private Kim is upset at this doctor. I can be an officer like you, but I chose to just do my military service and go back and live my life. And he started to get mad. So this doctor said, you don't think I know what you're feeling? You're young, I'm young. If we take off our uniforms, we're both young. You came out of college, I came out of college. But if you don't cut off your leg, you will die. That's why this Private Kim understood what this doctor was saying and how he understood him. They were both young. He didn't want to cut his leg off, but it's because he was going to die. So they both held on to each other. And with tears, he said, I'm sorry. Cut off my leg. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut off your leg. And he amputated it. Why? Because if he doesn't amputate it, he'll die. You know our daddy? He swallowed bloody tears and made his own grave. And he allowed all those people to die. Why? You just save these remaining children during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. If he had not destroyed them, then this whole world would have been completely corrupt and rotten. And we would have already all died long ago. He went through all that in order to save me, in order to save each one of you. He went through all of that. He went through such pain and agony, coughing up blood. But yet people say what? That he is a God who likes to kill people. He was a God of the sword. And all of a sudden, in the New Testament, he changed his face and said, let's love. This kind of demon is teaching this whole world. Then how can there be even one child who wants to return to our real Father's arms? Now that you know who your greatest enemy is, and even though I tell you that, you go back and you follow those demons again. I hope that all of you will know our Father's heart. If you know His heart, even 1/1000th, or even the Son's heart, even 1/10,000th of a percent, you wouldn't be like this. People say, I don't know why teacher's crying like that. Why he's praying like that? It's already been how many years? Even though I live 1,000 years, my prayers, my pain, my tears will not be any less, but it will become more and it will increase until I disappear, until I can't cry anymore, until the moment I die, until the moment I can't breathe. I'll continue praying like this. I hope that you'll understand what pain, what death our Father went through. And even today, this Satan has his mouth open wide and he swallows millions and billions every single day, every Sunday. All those people are going into the mouth of the demon. And if your eyes of regeneration are open and you can just see that, then you will also cry and lament like me.